Hello y'all. So today we have an oil change on a 2010 Toyota Prius. So here we got coolant is low, master cylinder fluid, brake fluid is also low. So let's go ahead and get to draining it. First, you want to get a 14mm socket and ratchet, 3/8 ratchet on here, and you want to drain the oil. So we get under here. Just gonna bust this loose. And you just want to take it and just let it drain. Let her drain. Let her drain, baby, let her drain. While it's doing that, all right, we're gonna get a rag, clean off our fingers. I was hoping it would be maintenance free, leak free or oil free oil change, but that's not the case this time. So we're just gonna wait for that to drain. While that's draining, it's got quite a bit of oil, however it's got a leakage. The AC condenser is completely smashed in, so that's gonna definitely be needing to be replaced. And it also looks like the radiator is also damaged in the process as well. I believe this vehicle was in a front-end collision because the frame is bent a butt ton. Once your oil is done draining, when you know it's done draining and you need to put new oil in it, what I recommend is to let it just kind of drip out, so that way your all the nasty oil gets out of the motor, and you have fresh, new, clean oil in the oil filter, and as well as in the oil sump or oil pan. So we're just gonna let that drain for a little bit until it starts, like, you know, until the strand of oil is really thin, which it is starting to thin out now. So yeah, and this car's got a major oil leak, so I don't know where the oil is coming from. So yeah, I don't see any major brake fluid leaks. However, I do think that the master cylinder is leaking, so don't quote me on that, all right? I just do believe that the master cylinder is leaking. All right, so now that the oil is done draining, you just want to put the drain plug back on. And another thing you do want to do is make sure this oil drain plug is snug, not tight to where you can't get it off again, but snug. I'm trying to look for my rack. Oh, there it is. You want to make sure this oil drain plug is snug, not tight, but snug. All right, switch it to tight, and we're gonna come over here and just tighten this guy. Okay. Then wipe off your socket if it gets any oil on it. And what I like to do with every oil change is I like to get myself a set of brake fluid or brake parts cleaner and just kind of spray it down, so that way no oil residue stays on the oil pan whenever you drain it. Same thing with the filter housing. So got it there. It'll leak a little bit, but I'm gonna clean this off, make sure there's no oil leaking, and you're good on draining the oil. Now on this Toyota Prius, there is what's called a goodness, this filter housing. It's called a cartridge style filter. What you want to do is you can buy one of these filter caps from AutoZone for like 15 bucks. And they're real simple to use. And just loosen that. I've already busted it loose. Oh, we wanna loosen this filter. Not tighten it, boys. Make sure to put your stuff on loose. You wanna loosen it. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, am I right? Anyway, so what you do now is just kind of loosen it here. See how that's loosening? And now it's completely loose from the filter housing. So you just take that out and you see all that oil dripping out. So just let it drip out. Kind of take it with your hand. Yeah. Oh yeah, buddy. Take this out. You won't be needing it right now. Go ahead and unscrew the filter housing out and let all that oil drain out of there. And then you just want to completely take it out. Oh yeah, buddy. Just like that. And then what you want to do with every single oil filter, you want to lube up your gasket. All right. So here I have a brand new oil filter. If the box can cooperate with me and open. New oil filter, and then you also have a new O-ring for the filter housing that sits the oil filter. So take this out. Oop, oop. Oh, there we go. Gotta give it a little oomph, you know what I mean? You're gonna throw that away. And then what you want to do is get yourself a rag, it doesn't matter. And actually, put on some gloves. Because you're going to get a little dirty here. Just a little dirty. And then you want to come over here, take your oil filter, and you want to take it and you want to grab both ends. I'm taking the gasket out. Grab both ends and squeeze out, so that way you can get this gasket out. See? Then you want to put the gasket, just leave it there, and then you want to take the old filter out. And what I like to do is compared to the new one, so that's pretty much the right filter. Leave this filter in there, and then you want to take your new O-ring and with all the oil as lubrication, lube up the new O-ring and put it back in there. Okay, seat it around, make sure it's seated properly. I've seen a lot of guys, they either double gasket it or they just completely do not put a O-ring back on the gasket housing, on the filter housing. So then you want to just make sure that there's hardly any oil in the filter housing, and then put your, I'm going to take this glove off so I don't get the new filter dirty with the new oil, or with the old oil. And you want to put this new filter, whoop, and you want to go pink, make sure it clicks in there, and you're ready to go back in. Okay, so this little filter bud is not wanting to cooperate with me. So just, yeah, there you go. There we go. Just screw it in by hand. You don't need to do a tool right away. Just screw it in by hand until you can't do it by hand anymore. So just right about there. Then I take my glove off so I can not get my tools all dirty. And then you want to put your cap back on there. Like I said, it's one that you can get from AutoZone for like 15 or 20 bucks. And it's a Toyota filter housing cap. And then you want to just, and then you want to get it in there. Kind of move this out of the way so I don't keep hitting it. Okay. Sometimes it'll slip like this, but and same thing with this oil filter housing as well. Any oil filter housing, if it's a spin-on or a cartridge, you always want to make sure it is not like that. Anyway, you want to make sure it's snug, not tight. I very much just, you know, want to make sure it's snug in there. So here's your old O-ring, bud. Pew. And then it's tightened up and the oil change is actually done. And we just add oil and we're good to go. So just spray it down, take your rag, and you can get these at AutoZone for like 15 or 20 bucks. You get a variety pack at 15 or 20 bucks. Wipe it down, make sure there's no oil residue left, so that way you don't have an oil leak, and you're good to go. Now, here it is, and then here's that. There's this. And here's that. Oil change is done, guys. So here I'm gonna go on my phone. I have ProtoMan from when I used to go to school. So you're gonna do how it says here, 4.4 quarts refill with filter. So we're gonna go over here, 0 to B20. You want to pick up some 0 to B20. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I want to pop this off. Yeah, there we go. Okay. You're gonna add 4.4 quarts of 0 to B20. And then you want to pour 4.4 quarts of motor oil in there. I did forget to bring a funnel, so I advise you use a funnel instead of that's why. And then I'm going to clean up all this oil too. There she goes. You want to make sure you do 4.4. So let's go over here and we're gonna do. So this is still at 2 quarts. So 4.4 is gonna be right around here. So just keep pouring it until you reach your 4.4. Right. And that's just about good. Keep pouring it. Just say a little bit more. I know some of the oil got on the coils and stuff, but we're gonna go ahead and clean that up here soon. Just add up just a tad bit of oil. Tad bit more, and you're good. Go ahead and cap that up. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up, and oil change done. Just make sure to run your run the motor with clean oil, and then let it sit for a little bit. Check your level on flat ground, and you're all set. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and for more videos just like this and the one upcoming as well. And stay tuned. Alrighty, see you later.